Alright, Superman is now, yes, now, right now, on digital because they've already pulled it. Well, actually, I don't think they've pulled it from the cinemas, but it's on digital now with the dumbest excuse you've ever heard in your life for why they pulled it early. Yeah, it's all to do with Peacemaker too. But James Gunn has now opened up about what is actually coming in terms of Superman and even Supergirl, because he has announced the Superman Saga and he's already done a treatment for the next story. Now, I'm curious, is this the thing he was talking about where he says it's not a Superman sequel, but it will have Superman in a very prominent role, but it's not Superman 2? This could be what they're talking about. Is this like the super family? We don't quite know, but we're going to have a look at this article that talks about this. Because look, Superman, no matter what way they try and phrase it and paint it and everything else, it's a failure at the box office. It didn't even hit 600 million. It's a failure. Now, it's on digital early, but if Superman couldn't hit the numbers they wanted, even just to kind of say, oh, look what we hit, even though we know it needed a hell of a lot more than any numbers they were saying, that it didn't hit, what is Supergirl going to do? And Supergirl has a budget of well over 200 million. That's what they even said. And the fact that that filmed in the UK, we'll actually see what that film ended up actually costing. But now they're going to stick them all together. Let's see what this is all about. So, the premiere of Peacemaker Season 2 is currently underway in LA, and James Gunn shared an update on the next chapter in what he refers to as the Superman Saga while being interviewed by THR on the red carpet. And by the way, just before we go on, he has officially turned around and said, parents, yeah, you definitely shouldn't let your kids watch Peacemaker. So what he is claiming, which he said on one of his little social media posts, that he considers Peacemaker Season 2 the sequel to Superman, the kid-friendly, family-friendly film that he needed everybody to go and see. The sequel that is in his mind, the sequel. Do not, by any means, let your kids watch Peacemaker. Even though there's going to be references to Lex Luthor in the thing, I noticed in the trailer there's that character, the guy with the glasses and the mustache that screams. The actor was in Guardians, that he's in there. He of course was in Superman, and yeah, so it's not a great start, is it, when all the things they're going to put out next, pretty much other than Supergirl, are R-rated things. What a moron. But anyway, whether this corner of the DCU is now officially known as the Superman Saga is not clear. The trades have already confirmed that Gunn is working on some sort of Superman sequel. It's previously been described as being a part of the Superman family. And the filmmaker has now revealed that he has already completed a treatment for the project and hopes to see it enter production fairly soon. We still don't know much about this movie, but there's a lot of speculation that it might end up focusing on the Man of Steel teaming up with Supergirl and Krypto to face off against Brainiac and or possibly the Authority. So if that's the case, they're still trying to get the Authority in here. And remember, by the way, the Authority was meant to be the second movie. It was meant to be Superman and then the Authority. The Authority is no longer happening. They got rid of that. But anyway, this is what it's been said and what he is saying. It's a big part. Definitely Superman leads directly into Peacemaker. It should be noted that this is for adults, not for children. But Superman leads into this show, and then we have the setting up of all the rest of the DCU in this season of Peacemaker. It's incredibly important, Gunn added. Lots of guest stars coming up, lots of characters that are showing up that we've already met in Superman. I don't think there's anything that I've ever done that I love more than this season of Peacemaker. So I'm so excited for people to see it. Gunn also shared an update on Waller, which is still moving forward despite a few setbacks. Now, let's dive into this part of what he has just said there, because it shows you what an absolute disaster DC already is under James Gunn. Superman leads directly into Peacemaker. That Superman leads into it, and that Peacemaker Season 2 is going to set up everything else that's coming in the DCU. And he's just said it's for adults, not for children. So it's like, here you go, little Tommy and little Sarah. Here's Superman to get you all excited for the DCU. What's that? You want to watch everything else in the DCU? No, you can't do that, because we're going to have Season 2 of Peacemaker with unbelievable amounts of F-bombs, blood, violence, and even orgies. Yeah. No, little Tommy and Sarah, you can't keep up to date with what's happening in the DCU. What kind of stupidity is this? How the hell do you set your universe up in an R-rated show that's a sequel to the movie you just put out that's family friendly, and then gonna have everybody be able to understand what's happening moving forward? That is retarded. But the fact now that he is out here saying that Peacemaker, by the way, I love how he says Peacemaker Season 2 is his absolute favorite thing he's done, that he's loved that more than anything. So you're saying you enjoyed making Peacemaker Season 2 even more than you enjoyed Superman, which just shows you truly that he should have stuck to what he does best, which is an ensemble group of people. So he definitely should not have been the person to direct Superman or even write it, because he filled it with so many characters. It should have just been Superman. The fact that he's writing the next treatment for whatever this Super Saga thing will be is kind of like, that's probably not a great idea. But anyway, this is saying Superman stars David Cornsweet as Clark Kent, blah blah blah. We know all that. The cast also, who cares, blah blah blah. And then it's saying the cast also had Millie Alcock, which of course was confirmed that she made her debut in that, and that leads into Supergirl. And we know everything about Supergirl, what is coming with that movie. But it's this thing that he is already saying that he's writing the Superman saga and won't tell us what it is. But this is meant to be the sequel to Superman, but it's not a sequel to Superman, but it will involve Superman in a massive prominent part. But it's definitely not a sequel, but it is a sequel. What is going on? How can you absolutely confuse the bejesus out of this thing already this quickly, one movie in? That is batshit crazy to me that is what they do. And the fact that they're like, okay, here's the first thing, super family friendly, bring all the kids, they'll love it. But it leads directly into this show that they absolutely 100% cannot watch. That will lead into this movie that we don't even know whether or not Supergirl could be R-rated or not, because if she's meant to be this drunken mess going on a revenge mission, there's a possibility that that could end up being an R-rated movie. Big mistake, but it's possible. But it definitely leads into the next movie, which is Clayface, which is R-rated. It's a disaster. But we're going to have to wait and see what exactly this Superman saga is. Is that what they're calling the movie? Or is that going to be, like, is Superman saga, is that going to be containing Superman, Supergirl, and maybe this super family movie? Or, as they put it, is that going to encompass, like, this first part of DC? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But he's got a treatment already done for it, so I think, by the way, he's really stretching himself too thin here, because he's now writing this thing, he's writing something else that hasn't been disclosed yet, and he's writing Batman, Brave and the Bold. So yeah, and of course he has to try and oversee all this other crap. It's too much. It's too much. Just look at what's happened to Kevin Feige when he was given full control. It's too much for them. They can't cover every base that they need to cover. So yeah, I think he should actually do the studio head thing and start actually hiring people to write and direct movies and not be the guy that's trying to write and direct all the movies. But we'll have to wait and see what comes of this, and hopefully he starts giving us more information as to exactly what it is. And I don't think that'll happen until after Supergirl, but we'll wait and see. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe. Press the subscribe button, people. It won't hurt you. It doesn't bite. Or does it? Press it and find out. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.